In this lesson, we'll cover MEP schedules. So, scheduling and the scheduling tools inside of Revit MEP basically allow you to easily extract information about your project. For this lesson, we'll cover the MEP schedules. So, this will allow us to extract and tabulate mechanical equipment, electrical equipment, information about your ductwork systems or your plumbing systems, and all of this can be placed within your tables. To look at some of the schedules that are already created in this sample project, in the project browser in the lower left, scroll down to Schedules and Quantities. Here, you can see a list of current schedules that are already in this project. Go ahead and double-click the first one, Electrical Equipment Connection Schedule. That will open and display the equipment connection schedule. To close it, just click the X in the upper right. Now let's create a new schedule. So to do that, let's go to the View tab on your ribbon. In the Create panel, to the very right, you have a Schedule dropdown. Go ahead and click the Schedule dropdown. Now, it lists a lot of options in this dropdown, but the one we want for this lesson is just going to be Schedule Quantities. So click Schedule Quantities. Next, you're presented with what type of schedule you want to create. The filter list on the top actually will allow you to filter down to a specific discipline or area. I'm just going to verify mechanical is selected. And then let's say we want to make a mechanical equipment schedule. So I'll scroll down in my category list to mechanical equipment, and then I could give it a name in the upper right. Now, by default, it chooses the name of whatever category you select, and it also put the word schedule in the name. Now, this example here happened to put a number 2 at the end because this schedule table already exists. So I'm just creating another one for this example. We're going to leave it set to schedule building components, and we're going to leave the phase to new phase, construction. Click OK. Next, you're presented with the schedule properties. First, we need to tell Revit what fields do we want in this schedule table. Let's choose Family and Type, click Add. Scroll down, choose Panel, and then scroll back up and choose Circuit Number, Add. Now, if you accidentally added too many, as I did, select the one you don't want or that you didn't mean to add and click Remove. You can also move these up and down in order by choosing the Move Up or Move Down buttons on the bottom. One last field I'm going to add is the Level field. Add it. Now, before I click OK, let's look at the other tabs. The Filter tab is the second tab. This would be if you want to filter out, for example, a specific type of mechanical equipment. I could filter that out. We're not going to filter anything for this lesson. Go to the Sorting and Grouping tab. I would really like to sort these elements by level. So my sort by, I'm going to choose the first option, level. Now, if you want to also produce a space, or let's say a blank row between these groups, choose blank line on the very right. Also, if you want the word level to appear above the group as a heading, choose header on the left. Let's go to formatting. Here's where we can actually format the font, the position, and how it's aligned for each of the actual fields. You can also hide the field. For example, the level field we really don't need to see in a column because everything is grouped by level. So what I'm going to do is check Hidden Field in the lower right for level. Therefore, the level will not display as a column because, again, it's displaying as a group heading. Last tab is Appearance. This is more for the actual line work of the actual table itself. This is where you can control what the lines look like for the actual body, title, and header area. With all of this set now, just click OK. This will then produce the schedule table for mechanical equipment. Now, I can resize this simply by dragging the actual columns to a specific distance or a specific width, or I can also use the tools on the ribbon at the top to delete, resize, hide, or insert various columns and rows. You can also use the appearance settings on the right to actually change the shading, borders, font, and your alignment. Now, as you add new elements, they will be added to this schedule table. But looking at the schedule table, I can see the actual column headings for the fields. Notice we do not see a column for level because we chose to hide it, but you do see these are grouped by level, and the level has a heading based on our settings that we set within the actual properties. Now, if you need to go back and make an edit to any of these actual properties for the table, you can choose the settings in the properties area on the left. Scrolling down to other, you have your field edits, filter, sort, format, and appearance. And clicking any one of these edit buttons will bring you back to that schedule property window that we saw previously. Click OK if you open the property schedule window. Now, this schedule table that we just added is now listed in schedules and quantities in our project browser. I could see it's emphasized in a bold print. So in this lesson, we looked at MEP schedules. We first viewed the different schedules that are currently in this project, and then we walked through creating a new schedule based on mechanical equipment. We looked at the schedule properties, adding fields, changing our filters, sorting, grouping, formatting, and the overall appearance of the schedule table. We then displayed the schedule table and looked at the ribbon of controls for the schedule table. We also looked at the properties and how to actually edit the properties of the schedule table. And lastly, we looked at the schedule table as it's located now in the project browser.